Hi everyone, it's Lisa with inkandinspirations.com. Welcome to Coffee and Cards, a mini workshop here on YouTube, but you may be seeing this either on Facebook or my blog. So I want to welcome everyone and thank you for being here. So we are going to be making 3 cards with the Artfully Layered bundle, and I know you're going to enjoy it. So before we get started, I want to give you a few details about the workshop, and then we'll make those 3 cards. So let's get started. I'm going to switch you over to my screen here, and there we go. Okay, so 3 cards today, and I have an ordering incentive for you since this is a workshop. The class online here is free, so enjoy that and recreate the cards if you'd like. But also, if you place an order by March 28th, that's next Monday, using host code here, this DJMRTJFY, go ahead and screenshot that so you'll have that. If it's a $50 order before shipping and tax by next Monday, the 28th, the end of the day, you're going to be receiving the 3 card kits, okay, that I'm making today. So in the description of this video or on my blog or wherever you're watching this video, I will have all these details written out for you, and also some suggestions as to what you might want to add to your order to complete these cards. So also with that $50 order before shipping and tax by March 28th, I have 10 of these faux sea glass shapes available to give as a thank you gift. Now I only have 10, so the first 10 that order with the qualifying order will receive this as a thank you. These are not available for order right now, but I was able to get 10 of them a while back, so I think you'll enjoy those. But if you place a $50 order and you're not one of the first 10, you'll be getting one of these water basic jewels, the rhinestones, these beautiful ones that I believe you could use with these projects that we're making today. Okay, so to also, for some more fun, I will be doing a random draw for those that comment on this video, and I will be sending a package of basic rhinestones to the winner of that random draw. Okay, now for those of you that place an order, I will be doing another random drawing from there, and I have 2 of the Common Camellia stamp sets that were so popular during celebration to give away. So I'm drawing 2 names from those that order to send. Okay, so all this information is going to be either below the video here on YouTube, on my blog, or on Facebook. Okay, all right, let's get started. Let me move these prizes out of the way and my details there, and we're going to get started. Now, when you get your kits, they will be in an envelope that you can use to send them in. And the first card, we're going to start with a 5.5 by 8.5 basic white thick base. Now, the pieces that I'm showing you here are the pieces that will be in the kit that you receive. So I'm going to take this basic white, fold it in half, and give it a good crease with a bone folder. All right, we have that ready to go. Now I have another piece of our regular basic white, cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and we are going to be adding some ink to this in Pear Pizzazz. I'm using a blending brush that I use for my greens, and I'm going to get my Pear Pizzazz ink, and I'm also going to get a piece of scrap paper so that I don't get my work surface dirty. So I'm going to put this piece underneath here. I'm going to take my blending brush, rub it around on the Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to start off of the cardstock and work my way on and just add color. And you can get this as deep or leave it as light as you like. Okay, it's just a fun way to give our white cardstock some color if you don't have a cardstock in a particular color. Okay, so I would go on and keep, you know, adding color. Be sure and start off of here because that could be a really dark splotch that you put. And honestly, sometimes I forget to do that and I do end up with a little splotch, but so far I'm doing good. All right, so I'm going to stop that for now, put that piece aside, and I have one that is already finished here. So I have this piece, and you can see I kept adding color and layering, and it's going to make a pretty backdrop. So that's going to sit just right here on the top of that basic white base. But we're going to build up on this before we add it to our card base. And the next piece we have is a piece 3x4 of this vellum that is in this bundle, the Vellum Layering designs. Let me show you the bundle here in the catalog. It's on pages 32 and 33. I'm using a piece of this vellum, okay? Here is the bundle, all right? The glass shapes, and then we're using this designer paper today, the Artfully Composed. All right, so we're using bits and pieces from the whole suite. All right, so the vellum, here it is, 3x4, and that is going to go over top just like this. Now with vellum, you want to be sure and you hide your adhesive, okay? So I know I'm going to have an element right here. So that's where I'm going to put my glue. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit there. And that will hold it on. And I'm just going to center it top to bottom, side to side. Just like that. Okay. So now the next part we have is I have a piece of the designer paper that Artfully Composed, and it's in Pale Papaya, and it's got a print, and it's cut 1/2 by 4. That's going to go along right here. And then I have a piece of, I cut a piece of 1/2 inch, 7.5, 8.5 long. And this particular border die is in the Artfully Layered bundle, okay? And so I just cut the full piece, and then I'm going to take my paper snips. Now your kit will come with this piece cut in half there, okay? So I'm going to just cut that off. Then I have that border piece, and then I would measure 3 inches and cut it there, okay? I'm going to save that for another project and just use this. So that's 3 inches long, and it's going to go right here, just along top of that strip. So let's go ahead and put that on. And just like that. I come up about a 1/2 inch from the bottom of the vellum, okay? And I see I have a little extension there, so I'm going to trim that off. Oops. All right. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put the adhesive, I'm using our liquid glue, toward the bottom of it, because I'm going to tuck the sentiment piece just behind the top of this border piece. And so I'm just going to put that right there, like that. And that's an evening evergreen. Now I have a punched piece of basic white. I used about a 2x3 piece, and this is punched with the everyday label punch. Okay, you will get this punch piece in your kit, and we're going to do some sponging on it again. So let me get this in our ink, and we're going to use the blending brush one more time on this one and start off, work our way on. Okay, let me go one more time over this side. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my Pale Papaya ink, which is, this is one of the colors. I'm taking this little heart grouping of leaves. I'm going to stamp off and stamp on in this corner, stamp off, and stamp on in this corner. Okay, just to give it a little more color. Now I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which is sending all the hugs, and I'm going to stamp that in Evening Evergreen. Just right in the center there. And there we go. Now, to add a little bit more pizzazz to this, I'm going to take a sponge dauber, and I'm going to clean that off first to make sure I have the right color. And I'm dabbing it in that Evening Evergreen, and I'm just going to go around the edges. And this is going to make it pop a little more off the page. All right. Now, while I'm at it, while I've got that open, I have this leaf that cut from the dies, and it is in Pear Pizzazz. And I'm also going to go around the edges of it in Evening Evergreen, just like I did for the tag for the sentiment. All right, just gives it a little bit of depth. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces ready. You're going to have about a 9-inch piece of linen thread. I've already tied my bow. We're going to be using that. So let me get this out of the way and let's start assembling. So you can see where you can see the glue beneath there. Well, we're going to cover that up. And I might have gone a little bit too high, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. Okay, let me get the glue and put that on. So ideally, that's wrong glue. Ideally, I would have put that a little up higher or put my glue a little down lower, but I'm going to make it work right here. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to take this leaf and I'm going to, I think I'm going to add it to the top right there. So let's put a few dots. And put that down. Then I'm going to take my linen thread bow, put a glue dot behind it, and put it over the stem of the leaf. And there we have a pretty card coming together. Now I'm going to take my sea glass gems, which if you don't have these, you're going to be able to use other gems or stones that I send you. Okay, and then get my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to use these that are in Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to put 3 up here. And 2 over here. And just pick and choose, you know, they're little sea glass, so they're in different shapes. Let's go like this. All right, let me put this to the side. And now we're going to finish up by mounting this on the front. See how pretty and sweet that is? It's got a really light look, and Jackie said it looks like Easter. It looks like an Easter card because of the light pastel colors. Okay, and there is our first card. All right. Okay, I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to get started on the next one. Let me get my little Post-its out of the way. So remember, if you place a $50 order before shipping and tax, you will get the kit and a pack of embellishments. I only have 10 of the sea glass. So keep that in mind. The first 10 people will get the sea glass ornaments. Then after that, I'll send the waves of the ocean, those beautiful blues and greens. Okay, for our next card, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. That's our base. And then I have lots of little pieces cut in here. So let me get that. I've got a piece of Just Jade cut at 1 by 4. And we are going to stamp on that. And also I have a piece of basic white. And I used a die from a different die set. I just love these dies. They're the sport events dies. So I cut that ticket, but it makes such a cute background for elements and sentiments. So I have that. So we're going to do the stamping part first. And so first of all, we're going to stamp on this background. Get another sheet of scrap paper here. And I need mint macaron. And there is a script stamp in this stamp set. So I'm going to scatter that over here on the left side. And going off and on all the way down. And I'm skipping about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch in between each stamp. Trying to vary the, okay, just like that. Now I'm going to take the little sports events die. It's a ticket is what it is, but oh, it's so cute. All right, so now I'm going to use the same green and I'm going to put some mint macaron on here. So I'm going to get some of my Pear Pizzazz off and use this same one on mint macaron. And I'm just coming on a little bit to give this a little bit of color. Not the whole piece, just partial, okay? Then I'm going to take the leaf stamp and Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to test this first. I stamped off twice, I believe. So there's once, twice, and then number 3. And that's how I want it. I want this light version. So you can get several tones of the same shade by just stamping off scrap paper, okay? I see some ink going around the edge of my stamp, and I don't want that to get onto my cardstock, so I'm going to wipe that a little bit. 1, 2, and then I'm going to come over here, 3. Okay. All right. Now, I'm also going to take this piece of Just Jade, and it's cut 1 by 4. I'm going to stamp the happiest birthday sentiment on that, which is also in the set. I'm going to put it in the center, and then I'm going to trim it off in just a minute. Let me try that again. It's still a little cockeyed there, but that's okay. On that side, and then we're going to cut straight across on the other side, okay? Then I still have some ink on this, so just to give this a little interest, I'm going to stamp over it, and you kind of get like a shadow. See? All right, wipe my hands, and let's move this out of the way. And I think we have all of our stamping done now, so now let's start assembling. All right, I have a piece of the Artfully composed paper. Beautiful print. Look at those colors. I love that Calypso coral in there. This is cut 2 by 5.5. Already cut in your kit. All right, and so we're just going to take our glue. I need to move that other glue bottle out of the way. It's out. Okay, put that on. Let's move this. Then I'm going to take this strip of it's Evening Evergreen print, and I meant to put it under here, so I think I want that because I don't want it extending too far, so I can do that. So ideally you would put this on the back of this strip before you adhere it down, but I'm good to go with this, just like that. Okay, and now we have our piece of our ticket, if I can find what I did with it. Here it is. All right, that's going to go here. And then I have a die cut leafy stem here in Calypso coral. That's about 2 by 3 to cut that. That'll already be cut for you. That's going to go here. Let me go ahead and put this down because I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to put our sentiment on, which to complete this kit, you'll need your basic adhesives, okay? Now I'm going to take this one. Just putting little bits. And come over here to the top and then over to the side. And then this is going to go right across here. But not to forget, I have like a 1.5 to 2 inch piece of this ribbon that's in the set. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling the edge in that fringe. Okay. And so the piece of ribbon will be large enough where you can, make it as long as you want, because all you're going to need to do is just attach it behind here. So you can do that with different adhesives. I think I'm going to use this is the right side here. Seal, Stampin' Seal Plus. Just put a little bit there. And I just want the fringe peeking out from behind. And then this is going to go here. So let me get some dimensionals. I'm going to use 3. And just put that right there over top. And now we're going to add our sea glass ornaments. You could add rhinestones or any gems that you have. So I'm using these down here. These are the mint macaron. I'm going to take this. Oops. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go 4 and 5. Okay, and there's our second card. All right. Okay, let's move on. We have one more card to make. And this one, we're starting with an Evening Evergreen base. It's 5.5 by 8.5. So let's take that, fold it in half, and give it a good crease with our bone folder. Match those corners up, and then give it a good crease. Okay. Then we have a piece of Whisper White, basic white cardstock, 4 1/4. That's going to be our back layer. And then I have a piece of knit macaron. This is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. That's going to go here, but we're going to do some stamping on here first. And then I have this 1 1/2 by 4 piece of this print. That's going to go right there, plus a 2 by 4 piece that's going to go behind, just like that. And then we're going to layer up with a die and cut piece and our sentiment. So let's get the stamping done on this so we can start assembling it. Okay, scrap paper, and I'm using that same leaf stamp, but this time I'm going to ink it out. Mint macaron. Okay, where did it go? Here it is. So really, I'm using 4 basic colors of ink: Pear Pizzazz, Mint Macaron, Pale Papaya, and Evening Evergreen. So this time I'm coming on like this, and I'm stamping full strength, okay? I'm going to stamp there. And then again down here. And then I did it again, just to make it a little more full. Kind of staggered the leaves. Okay, that's wet. We need to let that dry. So right now what we can do is attach this 2 by 4 piece of designer paper with diagonals just over top. And that is about a 1/2 inch from the bottom of this basic white piece. Okay. Somewhere I have my paper scissors. Somewhere. I'll find them in a minute. Okay. So next, this is going to go here. And let's see where they are. I have a little overhang here that was bothering me. So okay, let's do this. And now we're going to take this piece that we stamped on with this 1 1/2 by 4 piece of designer paper. And we're going to apply that just over here to the side, like that. Okay, and then we have a punch piece in basic white that's with the tailored tag punch. Okay, so we're going to take that and we're going to stamp on it with the thank you sentiment, and that's going to be done in Evening Evergreen. Ink that up, and we're going to stamp that right in the middle. Then we're going to take our Pale Papaya and the heart leafy stamps again. And we're going to stamp the paper here, just to add some color. All right, we've got that going. Now I want to take my Mint Macaron ink and this sponge dauber. I'm going to kind of clean it up a little bit. You can see the multiple greens that are coming off. I'm just going to dab that there and go around the edges. Again, this just makes it stand out. Okay, so now we're ready to put this down right here. So when the workshop closes for ordering on the 28th, which is next Monday, I will order any supplies I need to complete the kits, and I will have these in the mail by April the 4th, the next Monday, if not sooner. Okay. Okay, so now we have that. Then we have this beautiful leafy palm die cut in Evening Evergreen. I'm just going to place that over top like that. Put some liquid glue to anchor it down. Just like that. And then that's going to go over top here. Isn't that pretty? I love all those greens. I've been so excited to work with this set. So I'm going to come up. Normally I would come down a little farther, but I see I have a smudge there, so I'm going to cover it up. Okay. Then we're going to use some of the white sea glass. And so let's see. And there. And here. Here. And you can design on this. I just kind of play with it. Okay. So there we have our 3 cards for our Coffee and Cards workshop. There you go. Just want to remind you again about that I will have a drawing for those that leave a comment from those, and someone will get the basic rhinestones. Okay. These. And then the first 10 that place the $50 order using this host code in my online store will receive a pack of these sea glass ornaments that are not available for order right now. I just have a few. Okay. And then after that, you're still going to get some embellishments if you don't make the top 10 with these rhinestone basic waves, basic jewels, which I think you can make work with this set. Okay. All right. And one more thing, I have the 2 Common Camellia stamp sets that I'll be giving away, choosing from those that place the qualifying order. Remember to use the host code. Okay. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me see if I can get back on screen. And there you go. So thank you so much for joining me. I have had a blast sharing this with you. If you have any questions, let me know. And look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.